Right, we now come to the Opposition Day motion, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor.
I believe we must help to bring about that cultural change now. We must build a culture of transparency and accountability. And I hope we as a House will look at ending the archaic negative privilege rules, and the changes that we think are necessary would indeed protect the royal family.
Deferential, frankly sycophantic treatment by Parliament and state authorities are being exposed as having enabled Andrew Mountbatten Windsor to behave as though he were untouchable.
Yep. Proceedings are underway. It would be wrong of me to say anything that might prejudice them.
The idea that the role of Special Trade Envoy for our United Kingdom may have been used to help him do that, to help a vile paedophile sex trafficker enrich himself, is truly sickening. Mr. Speaker, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor shamed our country and the royal family. But for too long, members of Parliament were barred from even raising criticisms of him, let alone properly scrutinising his role as trade envoy. Because of the outdated tradition that mentions of any member of the royal family in this House must, in the words of the previous speaker, be, and I quote, very rare, very sparing, and very respectful. In many ways, this is the first truly global scandal, from the White House in Silicon Valley to Oslo and Paris. But it's also a deeply British scandal, reaching right to the top of the British establishment. Because can there be many people more symbolic of the rot that eats away at the British establishment than the former Duke of York and Special Trade Envoy, and the former Business Secretary, First Secretary of State, and Ambassador to the United States? Their association with Epstein and their actions on his behalf, while trusted with the privilege of public office, are a stain on our country. Today we must begin to clean away that stain with the disinfectant of transparency. Because whether it is the President of the United States and his Commerce Secretary, or Peter Mandelson and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, or Epstein himself, their victims and survivors have seen those responsible evade accountability and escape justice for far too long. I desperately hope, that is ending now, and I hope the House will approve this motion.
Mr. Speaker, let me be clear from the outset. We support this motion today. Frankly, it is the least we owe the victims of the horrific abuse that was perpetrated by Jeffrey Epstein and others. The abuse that was enabled, aided and abetted by a very extensive group of arrogant, entitled and often very wealthy individuals in this country and elsewhere. It's not just the people who participated in the abuse, it's the many, many more who turned a blind eye out of greed, familiarity or deference. To my mind, they too were complicit, just as complicit, and I welcome the reckoning that is coming to them now. I doubt there is anyone in this House who is not shocked and appalled by the recent allegations. Colleagues and many civil servants have told me their own stories of their interactions with Mr. Mountbatten Windsor, and they all betray the same pattern. A man on a constant self-aggrandizing and self-enriching hustle. A rude, arrogant and entitled man who could not distinguish between the public interest, which he said he served, and his own private interest.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app